Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your 4 to 5, the show that keeps you connected. Don't forget, you can watch us on Facebook, chat with us a little bit during the commercial breaks, and we're going to have a good time over the next hour, and we'll learn something along the way.
Yeah, happy Thursday, everyone. Make sure you come over to our live stream. We love to chat with you, as Eric said, in between the breaks.
Yes, we like to call this Friday Junior.
Friday Junior.
Friday Eve.
All right, we have a lot to get to this afternoon. Let's get to the top stories around the Triad today. Happening right now, Governor Roy Cooper is in Rockingham County. He is meeting with a local company called Pine Hall Brick. They're holding a vaccination clinic for workers. Cooper says he is proud that Pine Hall Brick is helping workers get the shot today, and he hopes other companies will follow their lead, but still knows more work needs to be done all over the state to finally beat the pandemic.
People are feeling better about themselves and their families and their communities. What we do know, however, is that people who are unvaccinated are still at risk. We are still in a pandemic. Dr. Cohen and I look at the numbers every day. We still have 600 and some people in the hospital. We still have people who are contracting COVID, and although the numbers are getting better and better, there are still people dying of COVID-19.
We will have much more on the governor's visit coming up on WFMY News 2 at 5.
And the governor's visit comes as our state hit a big milestone today. We surpassed 1 million coronavirus cases. While it's not a good milestone, it's important to note we've really slowed down the speed at which we got here. At our peak early January, we were adding more than 10,000 new cases every day. By April, we declined significantly, but we were still adding as many as 2,500 cases a day. Over the past couple of weeks, that's declined even further to about 1,000 cases a day.
Meanwhile, the number of people getting the COVID-19 vaccine has experts optimistic that we could be turning a corner on the pandemic. But how long does immunity last once you get the shot? Let's connect the dots.
Scientists now believe immunity against coronavirus could last years if you meet a couple criteria. Let's connect the dots. Researchers have found people who recovered from COVID, then were vaccinated, could have long-lasting immunity and will probably not need booster shots. Unfortunately, the same is probably not true for people who just had the vaccine or people who recovered from COVID but aren't vaccinated. The new research is from 2 studies that looked at coronavirus immunity. One published in the Journal of Nature found that cells in your bone marrow remember COVID and can churn out antibodies when needed. The other found that memory B cells, an integral part of the immune system, are still going strong a year after infection. The problem with viruses is they're always changing, and those variants can evade that hard-won immunity. But according to this research, the immune response created by a previous infection and the vaccine is so strong it can fight variants. But if you just got the vaccine, you probably will need to get a booster shot sometime down the road.
Let's turn now to your 4 to 5 roundup. President Joe Biden is once again asking the intelligence community to get to the bottom of COVID-19's origins. A new report fueled questions about whether the virus came from a lab in Wuhan, China. Biden is giving them 90 days to collect and analyze information to bring us closer to an answer. The president says the intelligence community has 2 likely scenarios about how the virus began, but has not reached a conclusion. One explanation is that COVID came from human contact with an infected animal, the other through a lab accident. The CDC is warning 10 million Americans with compromised immune systems to keep wearing masks even after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Some people who take medicine to suppress their immune system do not create COVID-19 antibodies even after the shot. A recent study found nearly half of transplant patients who got 2 doses of either the Moderna or Pfizer vaccine produced no COVID antibodies. The CDC says the best protection against COVID is for the rest of us to get vaccinated. Jobless claims fell to 406,000 last week, a new pandemic low. Experts say it is evidence that the job market is strengthening as the virus wanes. More Americans are venturing out to shop and travel and dine and get together. Renewed spending led companies to look for new workers, but many businesses say they can't find enough applicants for all of those open jobs. And pipeline operators will now be required to do a cybersecurity assessment. The new directive from the Biden administration is a response to the ransomware attack on Colonial Pipeline this month. Pipelines will now have to report any cyber incidents to the federal government. That hack on Colonial forced the company to shut down a system that delivers about 45% of the East Coast gasoline. It led to panic buying and gas shortages at stations, as we all remember.
Creative Greensboro has selected 3 local artists to help beautify and preserve different neighborhoods in Greensboro. It's all a part of the city's new Neighborhood Arts Residency program. I spoke with one of the artists to find out how she plans to use art to educate and uplift the community.
And what I love about it, as you can see, it is a huge game board.
Artist and creator Darlene J. McClinton has more than a dozen works of art featured around the city of Greensboro, including the interactive dance and play mural at LeBauer Park.
Art is extremely important because it tells, narrates, documents the history of our culture, the history of the world.
This summer, she will bring her talents to the Dudley Heights neighborhood. McClinton is one of 3 artists selected for the city's Neighborhood Arts Residency program. The program gives local artists the opportunity to lead community programming and help create a neighborhood mural installation.
One in particular programming that I'm thinking about doing is screen printing. So they'll learn the technique of screen printing, and then I will teach them how to promote and market their products to be able to continue to make money from what they love.
2 other artists will work with the Glenwood and Kings Forest neighborhoods. Greensboro's Chief Creative Economy Officer Ryan Deal says the neighborhoods selected were identified in the city's 10-year plan to improve access to affordable housing in Greensboro.
To come together, build a sense of identity, to celebrate who and what they are, and to allow that to then be demonstrated through arts and through murals that will live on in their neighborhood.
I'm excited and thrilled to get into the community and impact them with telling their stories, their narratives visually.
So the 3 artists, they will work with their community starting June 1st to November 30th, and each artist will get about $23,000 to help put on these programs. And in addition to Darlene, there are 2 other artists, very, very talented. I'll have their information on our website as well.
I love what I heard about finding a neighborhood and a community's identity through art. I think that hits the nail right on the head, because how many times are you driving through Greensboro and notice a mural or a piece of artwork and you can identify that area by it? So I'm very excited to see what comes out of this.
I think that is a great way. I mean, you spruce up a building immediately, right? I mean, the artist takes a couple weeks, maybe a week or so to do this, sometimes longer. But when they finish, to me, like when you talk about cost benefit, it doesn't cost as much to have these artists do this, and it's something that lasts forever. It really makes a difference.
And as we said, they're using art to educate. In addition to the printing, she wants to create a program to add art to teach math and science, kind of like STEM, but she wants to call it MESHA, so math, English, science, and art. So I thought that was really cool.
That's
too.
Perfect, that works.
Really cool stuff going on. I love to see all of the artwork that you had in that piece too.
Yeah, she's great. She's phenomenal. Again, more of those details are on our website. We'll be right back after this break.
Nope.
Oh,
Eric's like, wait a minute.
You
got the
did
weather.
what I do to Christian every day.
She did it on purpose to let you know how it feels, right?
Now I know. Now I know. All right, let's take a look at the forecast. I'm so old, it just doesn't matter. If you went to break, I would just walk inside. Here's what's going on with our forecast. Tomorrow evening, late afternoon, early evening, I'm looking at this and thinking, Tim Buckley and I were chatting about this about an hour ago. We will see some thunderstorms. Will they be severe in nature? I mean, there is a chance. We're probably in that slight risk, but there's really not a lot of upper air dynamics, we call it, but basically some movement to get those thunderstorms to go a little bit stronger. However, we're right on the edge of that, right? So we're going to have to watch that. Temperatures are cooperating with late day thunderstorms, that's for sure, because we're seeing these mid to upper 80s and almost close to 90 in some areas. Tonight's overnight low, though, we'll see an isolated evening storm, 68 for the low. Tomorrow's high, 89. So when we get that warm, that chance of a late day storm is usually there. But when you add to the mix the fact that we have a front approaching, that's why we're looking at that, say, 3 or 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. time period on your Friday evening. And yes, we do see a few showers or storms developing, especially back to our west. Some of those could translate a little bit east. But overall, we watch this front right ahead of the front, winds out of the south. That's why we get warm and approach that 90-degree mark possible tomorrow. And then that front moves by again. That is a Friday evening system that we'll watch, and it kind of lingers a little bit into your weekend. So rain chances, we're going to about a 40% chance for your Saturday. The highs really cool down. 77 on Saturday. How about Sunday morning? Some 50s, a cloudy, maybe drizzly day on Sunday, 65 degrees. We bounce back next week. If you have Monday off, sunny and 75, that's not bad. And next week, low 80s, mid 80s, upper 80s. That's your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with lots of sun.
Brad.
Our director, Brad.
How's everybody doing? How you doing?
You got me, Elsie.
How you doing?
I know. It just felt like the end of the block.
I said you got me.
No one's answering me. How you doing?
Me? Doing
Yes.
Howdy, howdy.
Oh, cello.
Hola, hola,
Cello,
hola.
cello. Whew.
Bum, bum, bum.
Friday Junior is kicking me in my rear, but it's fine. It's almost over.
It did me too. This was a rough one.
Friday Junior. Dum, 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 dum.
Man,
What's
this Hurricanes
for?
game tonight is going to kill me. Doesn't
Yeah.
start till 9:30.
Welcome to Nashville, baby.
Mm.
Nashville, Cashville,
So they are playing who?
the Predators.
Nashville.
Duh,
Yeah.
Maddie, because you just said Nashville, and they're there tonight. They
it's
are
three,
there.
game count 3-2. They could win tonight or have to play again tomorrow.
Could be game
I've
7.
never been to a hockey game.
Oh
What?
gosh, so much.
I've
I've only
played
been.
it in PE.
I've only been to one
But
though.
I've never been to one.
I
Yeah,
love hockey games.
hockey games are super great until you hit the intermission, and it's 20 minutes of nothing.
I like air hockey, table hockey.
Literally 20 minutes of nothing.
Pretty good at that.
And there's 2
I'm-
intermissions.
It's fun. It's like a party. It's like NBA games. They're always so much fun.
Just hype.
Yep.
Yeah, any kind of professional sports, even if you don't care about the game, I
Yeah.
think. It's
It's the-
the environment, right?
For sure.
E2,
The
Matt?
food, the music. Do they have
E2?
halftime shows for hockey?
Nope. You watch the Zamboni go back and forth.
Well, if you're a Carolina Hurricanes fan like me, you've been watching these crazy overtime and sometimes double overtime games during the Stanley Cup playoffs. But did you know that their success actually translates into bigger numbers at our local ice rinks? I spoke with Katie Fortune at the Ice House about how this is playing out. So Katie, we know that the Caniacs are everywhere. I see your shirt, what you're doing. I'm wondering if that's spilling over into what you guys are doing at the Ice House, that kind of enthusiasm.
This time of year is usually kind of our slower dip of our season. We have, everybody starts doing outdoor sports at this time of year. But right now, our Learn to Skate program is probably the biggest that it's been at this time of year. Our Learn to Play program that is through Greensboro Youth Hockey Association. This last session just wrapped, but they ran out of space. So those guys are super pumped to be playing hockey. Our adult league, we don't have any space right now. We're trying to get guys just on teams and we can't do it. The energy is so exciting right now. Our public sessions normally, like I said, at this time of year are a little bit slower, but they are increasing more and more as the Canes are doing well.
So Katie, do pro sports franchises like the Hurricanes, do they ever reach out to local ice rinks like yourself in some sort of collaborative effort?
The Carolina Hurricanes sponsor this program called First Goal. It's for brand new youth hockey students from I think 4 or 5 to I think 12. And I think it's a 6 or 8 week program. The Canes sponsor, it's like $150. They get all new gear, head to toe, including skates. and then they get 8 weeks of instructional time on the ice. I think they get to maybe go to the to PNC and see the arena. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the package, but they sold out within like 48 hours of opening the program. It's that exciting and that big.
Well, you get them young, you've got fans for life, that's for sure. Katie, thanks for your information today. We appreciate it. So when I initially spoke with her, I really didn't think, I made the call and I was thinking, no, it's not really going to make a difference. And she said it absolutely did as soon as they started showing up. And these games, their games have been very dramatic. There's a double overtime, two regular overtimes, and they're so down to the wire that it's generating buzz. So it works.
I love how people watch this on TV or go to the matches themselves. Is that a hockey match?
Hockey, I think, is a game.
A game, yeah.
A game.
It's
a game. And they think that they can do it. I'm not one of those people. I see this on TV and I'm like, I would break every single one of my bones trying to do that.
Plus, if you got in that fight, that might be the end of that too.
Yeah, no, I'm skating away. I'm crawling away if someone's coming after to fight me.
Well,
I'm flight, not fight.
Well, the Hurricanes have had 2 great seasons in a row, so it's no surprise that there's been an increase in interest in ice hockey in our area. And since my Blues had an embarrassing showing in the playoff this year, I'm all on the Cane train. I'm a Caniac for the rest of the year.
That'll work. Did they win? One, Jalen, or did they get swept?
Nah, baby, we got swept.
That's what I thought.
We got swept. But it's fine. We won the Stanley Cup 2 years ago.
Yes,
So
rebuilding year.
Yes, you did.
it's fine.
Like I was telling you all earlier, I haven't been to a hockey game, so
go.
this is pretty exciting. And I've driven past that rink several times since I've moved here, and I didn't know they had all that going on in there, that you can go there and skate yourself, take lessons, so that's pretty awesome.
It's a blast.
And do y'all know who personally takes advantage of the ice rink there and plays in the men's
Luke
league?
Lydon.
Our very own.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
Does he play
He's
in the
a
league?
great ice
Yeah,
hockey
he plays
player.
in the men's league. I don't
They
know if
won
they
like
had
a few years ago.
Yeah, he was on a team. I think they had won 2 years in a row. They're pretty solid.
But between, the interest in hockey, people seeing the playoffs happen right now, and then being able to get out and about now without mask restrictions and gathering restrictions and COVID, it truly is the perfect storm. Did you see what I did?
Ah, very nice.
Hurricanes.
Very nice. Maddie's a category 5.
Oh,
I like
that was a good one.
That was good.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
I want to ring
Look
the
at y'all.
alarm. I'm not fancy enough to do that.
Oh, almost.
One day.
Almost.
One
You'll be there.
day. Welcome back to your 4 to 5. Becoming a parent comes with newfound lessons learned and mistakes made.
Absolutely. And today on U Day, Coach Lamont shares lessons he learned as a father to his 5 children.
If you ask me the secret to fatherhood, I would say lead, love, listen, repeat. What was hard for me is leading my family when I didn't trust myself enough to lead. I would look at many of the decisions that I made and doubt would set in. Wait, doubt didn't set in, doubt lived with me, and I made doubt comfortable. I would find myself in isolation because I feared whether or not I would damage my kids. For many men, we live in this place. We live outside knowing that we want better, but never open up on how we can get better and even be better. This is the telling story of fatherhood. But all in all, I discovered that getting out of my own way was the best way to parent. And I must lead, even though I may make mistakes. I must love unconditionally, and I must listen. That's the formula.
Chilton, Lauren, and I are in here complaining because we sweated off all of our makeup today and had to redo it. We blame you,
So
obviously.
It is all my fault.
It's your fault.
Don't kill the messenger. That's what we are. We do not control the forecast. I will tell you this, that we are going to get hotter before we see a big cool down. Now this weekend you're going to see, there's a chance we could have overnight lows in the lower 50s by Sunday morning, which means that's kind of an average, right? If you go to our mountain and foothill communities, we'll see some 40s for overnight lows. That'll be Sunday morning though. Until then, we're still hot. 68 for the overnight low tonight. Isolated storm possible. I think it's more likely north and west, but you could see that. And then tomorrow, 89 degrees, which means we will see a lower 90 here and there, probably in the southern Piedmont. A mix of sun and clouds. The big story for Friday will be those late day pop-up showers and storms, which could get a little bit rough at times, and we of course will be here to keep you posted and let you know what's happening. A couple of showers now around the Mount Airy area and southern parts of Surrey County, moving over closer to Yadkin and Forsyth as well. Some of this is just very, very isolated, hit or miss. It's not widespread, but you could see an isolated shower, maybe a storm too. But the heat really moves in tomorrow. 89 degrees ahead of this front, which based on what the models are showing now, we're thinking that front, the timing of this thing looks like it'll probably move in by tomorrow evening. And in fact, you look at this around 7 to 8 o'clock on Friday night, that's our best chance of that line of showers and storms as it works its way through. Now, once it goes by, that's when we start to see that cooler air moving in. The high pressure will build in back to our west and north, and that will usher in that colder air. So we'll see us going from near 90 down to 77 on Saturday. Now there's a chance of a 40% chance of a shower or storm on Saturday, but that cooler air moves in. Sunday, mostly cloudy, cooler at 65, and then rebounding nicely to end the holiday weekend there. Monday, mostly sunny, 75. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, lots of sun, 80, 84, and 87.
After over a year of mask and Zoom meetings, people are ready to get back to normal life, and that has Americans spending a lot of money on clothes once again. Lipstick sales are on the rise along with other beauty products. Coresight research says clothing and clothing accessory stores saw sales skyrocket 711% in April compared to last year. Meanwhile, Walmart says it has seen increasing sales for teeth whitener, and Macy's reports that shoppers are buying new luggage.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I mean, I got to the hotter months and realized that I hadn't bought clothes in a year. So I hit up Amazon and Target.
It makes sense too that luggage sales are up because people now are like, okay, we're back at it again. We're going to start traveling, and that's what happens.
Absolutely. And I was just looking at my sneaker collection. I was like, wow, time for a new pair. So I'm on the train too. I'm not yet, but it's time.
They're all vintage now.
Y'all are lucky because I never got to work from home. So I still had to buy the clothes, buy the makeup, all of that. I didn't get a break.
Well, I mean, I came in the studio and I have had to buy makeup, but as far as like clothes that I don't wear to work, I've had to buy those again because I was living in sweatpants.
Yeah, it's definitely time to buy clothes that we don't wear to work.
I'm telling you, Stitch Fix, that's what I do. Maddie knows this. I do that Stitch Fix thing.
And I rent work clothes. Like most of the things I wear are rented. So that helps too. You fancy, Jalen?
Nah, not quite as fancy as you.
Sharp dressed, always.
I do the best I can. Shout out to my personal stylist, my mom.
Aww.
I mean, same.
Same here.
We love it. And then Eric has his Stitch Fix stylist going on. It's
Uh,
so easy just to get clothes mailed to you, though.
That's what I love about it, because once they get your size down, then they're just shipping stuff to you. You know everything's going to fit. You just pick what you like and keep that, and what you don't like, you ship back.
It sounds expensive, Eric. Not gonna lie.
It's $20 a month, but then if whatever you buy, that comes off of that. And if you buy the whole thing, the whole package, and they give you it's like a 40% discount. So it's not bad if you use it a lot.
It is so wild to see what we are spending money on now. Things like for our appearance, people are getting plastic surgery because they've seen themselves in a selfie camera all year on Zoom. People are paying for travel. We're seeing gas price demand, or demand for gas, I should say, on the rise because people are trying to hit the road.
Plane tickets out through the roof too.
Oh, so expensive.
Ridiculous.
Can't go anywhere, even though we can.
Exactly.
Gotta
Like
plan
I've
way
been waiting
in advance.
18 months to go somewhere. Now I can't.
Isn't it ironic? The 4 to 5's coming right back. Hey, the Facebook chat is free though.
It
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination.
Dum, dum, dum. Yes, I am there. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, the big dripper. The big dripper. Yeah, I'm a fan. You want to tell Facebook that I helped you pick those out? Exactly. You trying to take all the credit. You know, you want to be a fly guy too, I understand. The big drippers, we must unite. Hey, look at this guy with his Mountain
Producer Matt.
He.
You're looking great back there with your mask on.
Jazz hands.
Are you talking to us? He's telling us 30 seconds out. Yeah, well, I'll just tell them what you're saying, so be nice.
Please don't. Matt says not nice things.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the 4 to 5 on this Thursday, Friday Junior, as Maddie likes to call it. We are 24 hours away, folks.
Woo. Make sure you come join us on the Facebook page. It's been pretty quiet today. We need some more people to talk to us.
Y'all want to know something? I woke up this morning and I thought it was Friday.
No, that's the worst.
Sad thing.
And I was very disappointed when I got to work today.
That you had to deal with us one more day this week?
Yeah,
well.
Especially someone.
Jalen, come on. We're so glad. Jalen is here. We're glad that you are here joining us as well. Like Lauren and Chilton said, make sure you join us on Facebook. And while you head over, we do have some big stories to get to in the Triad today. So let's start with your 4 to 5 roundup. That's what we like to call the headlines here on the 4 to 5. The Guilford County Sheriff's Office says 8 people, including 1 parent, attacked a student in class on Tuesday. This all happened at Southern Guilford High School. Officials say it was a planned and targeted assault. SRO Captain Brian Hall says 3 students at the high school opened the door for the 5 others who stormed the class and wreaked havoc. He said that it stemmed from an altercation the day before at the bus stop. Captain Hall says charges are being filed against all 8, including inciting a riot, assault, and first-degree trespassing. 6 of the 8 are juveniles. Republican Senators Richard Burr and Tom Tillis are calling on Governor Cooper to end North Carolina's extended unemployment benefits. They say that they are a threat to our state's recovery from the pandemic. The senators say telling employers to pay more simply won't fix the problem. Last week, Cooper announced an executive order that reinstates the work search requirement to get state unemployment benefits. He also asked the Division of Employment Security to work with the federal government to create an incentives program to get people back to work. And the North Carolina House approved legislation that aims to spend $750 million in federal coronavirus relief money to install high-speed internet in more rural and remote areas. The legislation would expand a state broadband installation and spend on an all-new program that gives counties the ability to put out bids for broadband expansion. Governor Cooper proposed spending $1.2 billion on improving internet access, which also includes subsidies for service costs.
As the vaccine rollout continues, more universities are requiring students to get vaccinated before they return to campus in the fall. So we wanted to know if universities can legally require that for students. Here's what our Verified team found out.
Across the country, colleges and universities have announced COVID-19 mandates for returning students. So let's verify, is this legal? We took that question to 3 law experts, Carmel Shachar, Joy Blanchard, and David Bloomfield. They tell us that schools across the country have long been requiring vaccinations. And there's a legal precedent from over a century ago. A man was fined in Cambridge, Massachusetts for refusing to get a smallpox shot during the epidemic. He argued that mandatory vaccinations infringed on his liberty, violating the 14th Amendment.
And the Supreme Court said even though a person may protest for personal reasons in the interest of public health and safety, it could be mandated. And so that's why we see today so many schools and universities mandating things like measles, mumps, rubella, polio vaccines. It's because it is for the common good.
But there are some exceptions here. Our experts say that federal laws like the ADA require that schools make reasonable accommodations for those with medical conditions. There's also some argument for religious exemptions, but that's going to depend on the state and how courts apply existing statutes.
Some colleges and universities may say, all right, if you don't want the vaccine, we have a reasonable accommodation, which is you will continue to be on Zoom every day.
Another wrinkle here would be if local leaders oppose a vaccine mandate, particularly in public colleges.
Places such as Arkansas, Texas, and Florida, there the law is a little bit evolving, especially because most of these universities and colleges do take some sort of state money.
So we can verify that in general, colleges and universities can legally mandate vaccines. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
I can verify that it is hot and that I feel Christian's pain when he's out here. Yes, it is hot and humid, and this weather will probably stay with us for another day. We do cool down for the weekend, though. Once we get into Saturday and especially Sunday morning, not a stretch to say that, especially in our mountain and foothill communities, we may see some 40s. Yes, 40s on Sunday morning, but for the Triad, probably some low 50s. Still, that's much cooler than where we have been, in some cases almost 20 degrees. Well, you look at the numbers now, 87 in the Triad. We're in the low 90s for the Sand Hills area, Fayetteville at 93, Wilmington in that area around, we're seeing the 83 and 85. I jumped a decade there, didn't I? Satellite and radar combination, though, couple of showers, not anything major right now. Most of it moving through parts of Stokes County, northern Forsyth, eastern Surrey County, and it's falling apart a bit, but anytime we're this hot, you can't really rule out a pop-up late day shower or storm. It's just not a huge chance. Now, Friday night, things change a little bit. The heat builds in during the day. That adds to that volatility in the atmosphere, and we'll see those temperature highs approaching 90 degrees and maybe some low 90s in the southern Piedmont. Then, just in time for all of that to converge at the same time, that front moves by and brings us thunderstorms. We'll probably see that chance, typical late day pop-up, right, about 4 to say 10 p.m. on Friday night. But just know that as we head into the weekend, your temperatures are going to cool down. 77 Saturday with a chance of rain, cloudy, 65 on Sunday. Next week, sunshine and back to the low to mid 80s by the middle of the week.
Expiration dates, they're on all sorts of things. You see it on medicines like this, right, on food items. It's even on my hand sanitizer. Here's my question. Are there some things that you could probably use after the expiration date?
I gotta be honest, I have used contact solution after the expiration date.
All right, now Chilton, I mean, I'm gonna pick on him a little bit because he's a dude, and I kind of think that dudes just use expired stuff. Is that right?
Okay, so if it's food, no way. I'm funny about that. My wife will eat stuff after the date, but everything else, medicines and whatever, yeah, I mean, some of mine are probably 2 years old. I don't know.
I knew that was going to be the case. Maddie?
It's medicine for me.
Okay, yeah, you don't do, or
No,
you do?
I will take expired medicine.
Okay.
Depending on the day. Let's not get crazy.
Right, well, I mean, you know, it's an expiration date of Best Buy. Okay, so here's the thing. There is also something that has an expiration that most people don't think of, and here it is. It's sunscreen. Sunscreen does, in fact, expire. Consumer Reports says sunscreen stays effective for 3 years. You can check your bottle or spray can for a date. Now, in some cases, you're not going to find a date because the FDA doesn't actually require one if the sunscreen was made to stay stable for 3 years. So for bottles that you buy without an expiration date, just use a permanent marker, kind of write the purchase date on it. Where you store your sunscreen is key because it can break down. Heat and humidity makes it not work as well, so don't keep it in a hot car because it won't last as long. And that's the last thing you want, is to get burnt because, you know, you kept it in your car. All right, so now my question is this. How do you choose which sunscreen you buy? Is it by brand name? Is it by smell? What is it?
My dermatologist.
Oh, that's a good one right there. Okay.
Honestly, if it's on sale, the price, that's usually how I choose.
All right.
I can't stand to wear sunscreen. My wife,
Chilton.
I know, she forces me all the time, so I just go with whatever she has. I don't even buy it. She buys it all.
Okay, well, Consumer Reports does all kinds of testing, and their top picks may surprise you. Lauren, you're going to like this because the top lotion is the Equate Walmart Sport Lotion SPF 50, which costs just $3.98 for 8 ounces. And the top spray is Hawaiian Tropic Island Sport, and that's the SPF 30, $7 for 6 ounces. Now, pay attention to how you should put it on.
The right way to apply a lotion sunscreen is to use a teaspoon per body part that's not covered by clothing.
All right, and one more little tidbit for you. If you have spray sunscreen, never spray it on your face or on someone else's face. You spray it in your hands first, you go like this, and then you put it on your face. That way there's no way it's going to get into your eyes. We'll be right back.
It's almost that time. I feel like you need me to stand there, Brad. Is that what you're looking for? It's almost time for me to take a nap. Take a nap. Do. 30 out. Look at that. It's all right, not bad. Facebook, how we doing? We looking at me.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. Today is the last day for the federally supported mass vaccination clinic at Four Seasons Town Center in Greensboro. WFMY News News' Jalen Gilkey caught up with some of the folks who are out there getting vaccinated before it closes for good.
Well, after 3+ months and close to 143,000 doses administered, the federally supported mass vaccine clinic here in Greensboro is coming to an end.
I've been out here for roughly about 3 months. Honestly, it's been a phenomenal experience. Getting to work with the public. I mean, this is what the National Guard's for, you know, being there for people when they need us.
Specialist Lorenzo Little has been at the FEMA vaccination site here in Greensboro pretty much since it started back in March. And he's enjoyed every moment of it because he knows this is way bigger than him.
It's definitely been unique. It's affected me personally in a lot of ways, and I'm sure it's affected a lot of people in a lot of ways. Just adapting and overcoming, you know, and helping the public do that as well.
Also, several students from Dudley High School got their second dose of the vaccine today. Principal of the same, Timothy McLaughlin, was very impressed by our students' decision to take advantage of this opportunity.
I'm just happy to be out here, and I was happy to be at that our school was able to provide the vehicle for kids to come and get that vaccination.
In the last 3 months, the federally supported vaccination clinic at the Four Seasons Mall has been able to fully vaccinate close to 60,000 people. And today alone, they had almost 750 appointments and several walk-ins as well. And if you want to get out there now, it's not too late. The clinic will be closing at 7 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, and if you decide to get the Pfizer vaccine, which of course has a second dose, they'll schedule your second dose at the Greensboro Coliseum. So you can choose between the Pfizer or the Johnson & Johnson, which is a single dose shot there. And like Jalen said, you can still go tonight.
Yeah, I did that the Four Seasons. What I love was the fact that, I mean, you literally just drive up, get the shot, you have to wait about 10, 15 minutes, and drive off. It was so easy. They made it so easy, and they're cranking people out left and right. It's really quick.
The good thing is there's so many options out there. I know that the mobile vaccine clinics are going to be bringing to the community to meet people where they are. So that's also another option too if they didn't make it out to this one.
And I'm just looking back at when the federally supported site first opened and the demand that we were seeing for the vaccine, how many people were trying to get appointments. Our phones here were ringing off the hook every single day. How do I sign up for my COVID shot? People were on wait lists to try to get appointments, and now it is just so easy. So if you haven't gotten a vaccine yet and you want to, there are so many options for you. Drugstores, Target, my Harris Teeter has one on Pisgah Church Road, so there's plenty of opportunity.
Plenty of opportunities and incentives out there.
No excuses anymore.
None at all.
And I'm glad to see that they reached 143,000 shots.
That's amazing.
What a number, right?
It's awesome.
That's phenomenal.
Thanks. All right, we're heading to break. 4 to 5. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Y'all, our producer Matt was yelling at me.
Hi, mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
College baseball teams across the country didn't get to compete for a championship this time last year. A Triad team is making up for its lost time. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson shares its success.
Last weekend, Rockingham Community College's baseball team won the Mid-Atlantic District Championship. And now, for the third season in a row, they're heading to the big stage.
The talent-wise in North Carolina is crazy. So we play a tough schedule every year, and we kind of get thrown to the wolves.
The talent on Rockingham Community College's roster getting the job done this season so far. Head coach Reese Honeycutt and his Eagles are heading to the NJCAA Division III Baseball World Series.
We have guys that play as a team, and we win as a team.
The Eagles coming into the World Series with a 27-14 record on the season, winning their last 6 consecutive games. Rockingham Community College getting the 7th seed.
For me, it's special.
Right-handed pitcher Scott Metzler not taking this season or this opportunity for granted.
Number 10, Scott Metzler.
I think we've come together as a family this year, and like you said, going back to COVID canceling last year, it was heartbreaking for everybody coming into this, so we really wanted it this year, and I think we've come together as a team, and it's a group effort.
What do the Eagles need to do now to advance on the big stage and win a title?
We just go out there and we play the game we're supposed to play and don't go out of character. Same thing we've been doing all year, put great at-bats together, drive in runs when they need to come in, pitchers go out there, defense makes the plays. I think if we just keep a simple mindset, it will be our strongest ally.
So Rockingham Community College is set to play at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and they'll play Tyler Junior College.
Very cool. I was just talking to Jalen about his baseball career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a JUCO product as well. We never made it to the JUCO World Series, so congratulations to Rockingham County. Just wanted to put my support fully behind the boys. And the JUCO life is a completely different life. If you play JUCO sports, you just love the game and chasing your dream. So good luck to the fellas.
And the fact that they sound like, Amanda, I think you said they won their last 6 games and you finished strong like that, that's a great lead in to head to any kind of tournament. So that's pretty big for any team.
Yeah, you want to play your best right now.
And it's exciting to see just from last year to this year what they've been able to accomplish after not really being able to play last year.
Right, and so are they playing locally or will they travel?
They're going to Greenville, Tennessee for this.
Okay, so not too far if any Rockingham fans want to follow the team
I'm sure
around.
they will because,
Yeah.
like Jalen said, there's a big, strong community behind teams like this, so I'm sure people will travel to this.
And I bet it helps to be able to have fans in the stands once again. I cannot imagine playing to an empty stadium.
Nobody there. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
No.
that would be horrible.
Ever since you were in the Little League, like there was always someone allowed to be in the stands. Could you imagine not having anybody in the stands? Ball banging off the stands and it just echoes.
Silence.
It doesn't make any sense.
I think it
no
makes
one
you
claps.
play
You hit a
better.
home run. Like it's weird.
Especially moms and dads out there screaming. You can hear that in the
Yes.
video.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jinx. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for telling us about this, Amanda.
All right, let's talk about our forecast as we look ahead through your holiday weekend. You know, this is, it's not bad. Yes, it's getting hot, but you know, we're approaching June. We expect that. We're seeing temperatures tomorrow approaching 90 degrees. We'll go with 89 even, but when you look at it overall, the Memorial Day weekend, temperatures are all over the place. We go from Friday's temperature of nearly 90 to Saturday's 77. We'll have some rain, 40% chance. It's only a 30% Sunday. I think this may end up being more of a cloudy day with a little spit of rain here or there. But look at that morning low in the low 50s on Sunday morning. That is a big change for us. It will be a little bit humid though, even though we see those cooler temperatures. 65 for the high. Now we bounce back nicely. Monday, Memorial Day, 75 degrees, lots of sunshine. Kind of saves the holiday weekend, doesn't it? Everybody's talking about this. We've said how dry we've been. The drought monitor, when you look at this, you know, we're in that first color right there, that 20%, I believe. And so, yes, we're dry. We have not made it up to exceptional yet. That's the highest level that they call it for this. And hopefully tomorrow will help out with better chance tomorrow than today of a widely scattered shower or thunderstorm. Satellite and radar showing a few showers right now, most of it in Stokes County and then northern Forsyth. They're very isolated at best. That's about all we see. Still could get that into the night though, so don't think that we're finished with that just yet. Here's what it looks like on the surface chart with the cold front approaching. Winds always parallel those fronts for us, so that's a southwest flow. That's why we build to close to 90 degrees tomorrow. Then just the opposite happens as that system moves by. We get a cooler flow coming in, and that'll happen for our weekend. Bring a little rain too though, as we mentioned, a 50-50 shot of late day showers and thunderstorms. We'll have to watch for that Friday night. Some of those could get a little strong. 77, 40% chance of rain Saturday, cloudy Sunday and 65, coolest day of the week. And next week we build back, sunny and 75 Monday, low to mid 80s Tuesday, Wednesday, still sunny, and Thursday topping out at 87 with lots of sunshine.
Police say Sam Cassidy killed 9 of his own coworkers.
Hi there, we're going to switch a tire in the weather garden to grass skirt.
Together.
Right.
Instead of.
Hold on a second. Oklahoma, Oregon.
.00.
That's right there.
Hey there. Yep, it's raining. Thankfully, there's an overhang though. That's one good thing about today.
It's time for my 2 cents. As we approach Memorial Day weekend, most of us think about the day off we're going to get on Monday. Hey, maybe some of you are ready to celebrate the unofficial start of summer. Perhaps Memorial Day to you means deals on furniture or TVs or appliances. But at some point during the next few days, I hope that you'll remember what the last Monday in May really means. I can stand here and tell you the history of Memorial Day, how it became an official holiday in 1971 as a way to commemorate the members of our military who died in all wars. I can tell you how it's typically marked by trips to military graves and placing flags and wreaths on memorials. Or I could let a military family tell you what it means to them. We spoke to Sydney and Harry Youngblood back in 2018 at a Memorial Day event. Their son, Marine Sergeant Lenny Youngblood, spent 4 tours in Afghanistan and Iraq, and he died in 2016.
To know that he sacrificed his life for us to be able to do what we do is an honor. So I made a pledge to him when he was laying there that his life would be carried on and his memory would be carried on through stuff that we do in the future.
The Youngbloods went on to start Heroes Ride, a nonprofit that carries the flag-draped casket during any veteran's funeral. Memorial Day means something different for their family and the countless others who lost the person who they love most. This weekend, we owe it to them to take a moment and remember that our freedom is not free. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Lots of incentives if you get vaccinated, like free food. And some Triad counties are giving $25 to people who roll up their sleeves and also to the people who drive them to the vaccine clinic.